Today I'm going to show you how to tie the arbor knot. The arbor knot is essential for when you're wanting to secure your line to your fishing spool. And we want to secure it in a way where there is no slippage of the line happening as it's tied around the spool. This is the basic anatomy of the arbor knot right here. A simple tag end with an overhand knot tied really closely to it, and then another overhand knot after we've doubled the main line onto itself. So it's going to secure in a way where it's going to lock the main line in place. And you'll see where this tag end with another overhand knot comes into play as well. So let me show you how to tie this. You're going to take the tag end of your line and let's start out by making that small overhand knot first. Just like so. And just like I said previously, we're going to go about maybe 8 inches and we're going to double the line onto itself. Make a loop out of it. Just like that. This is the main line that's going to go back to your basically where your line is coming from, like the line spool where you bought the line from, your line supply spool. Now we're going to bring this tag end up and around and through it and finish it off with another overhand knot. But as you can see, this main line is now inside the loop of the overhand knot. So let's just pull the two components together and close it off, like so. This is the arbor knot. But there is still one key important step here that we need to take note of. We're going to simulate the spool. So pretend that my fingers are the spool. We're going to attach the line onto it like so. And the trick here now is to grab this main line and we're going to keep tugging on it and watch what's happening here. This tag end is shrinking. It's sliding up and locking into place against our initial overhand knot that we tied here on the end. So our tag end is shrunk down to a good size. Now you can keep pulling and pulling, but eventually you're not going to experience any sliding or slippage. And this is the effective way to secure the arbor knot to the spool. So you can see I can use as much force as I want to, and I'm not experiencing any slippage on the spool. When you're done, this is an example of the knot that I've tied onto the spool itself. And I'll give you a hint. You're going to want to tie it as securely as you can to the center of the spool initially. And then what I like to do is I like to use my thumbnails or my fingernails, and I'm sliding it from the center of the spool down to the very bottom. I want to get this knot away from the center of the spool as best as I can. And I'm going all the way around to make sure it's pretty uniform. Now I'm going to tighten it down. I'll take my shears here, my line shears, and I'm going to snip off about 1/2 inch. I'm going to leave a 1/2 inch tag end here. I like to do this for additional purchase. So when I wrap this line around, it's also going to, as you can see, have more real estate, more surface area to lock this knot into place. That is just simply the effectiveness of the arbor knot. And another reason why I move the knot down to the very base here is it keeps it away from building up too closely to this casting edge here. This component, this piece right here, should not have a buildup of line unevenly. You want to have the line stacked level as much as possible. So after you've done this, you can go ahead and reattach this portion of the spool back to your reel. Run it a few times over like I did after you've run it over and then locked it in place, and you're gonna close your bail and begin reeling it on there while you're holding the end piece here. Hold it very, very tightly in place, and that's going to give you the perfect tension and the perfect amount of line to be spooled every time. You want it to be pulled tightly so you can combat any birds nesting in the future. Now, another tip, I would say on the inside rim here, if you can imagine there's an 1/8 of an inch to maybe even a 1/4 of an inch, but it's always a good idea to fill the level line, fill your spool to only about a 1/4 of an inch from this edge. Don't fill the spool all the way. You will suffer the consequences of seeing a bird's nest from overlining the spool. If you have any questions on this, about the arbor knot or filling a spool, please leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching Fishing with Aaron and my playlist on how-tos, do-it-yourselves, tips and tricks. Please drop a comment down below, hit subscribe and like for more information about how to fish and for this beginner's fishing video. Thank you for watching.